smooth like Greg Nice and Smooth B. I'm that icy true. That's right, you know me. I'm low key in the cut like a band-aid. Like, really for what? Don't get your man slayed. Look, I'm top trade. These suckers minute made. I know a lot of MCs out here ain't got paid. Look, a lot of y'all ain't seen no fly MC. The kind that spit the rhyme so graciously and so gracefully. Channel the motherland where the ancient be. I mean, deep in the spirit where the greatness be. I mean, relax like Buddha so patiently. A stream of gracious wealth. Jafar Jones, see, I cool myself.
Clever Jafar Jones C.
And the place to be on the ones and twos, refuse to lose, man.
Yo, man, people have been inquiring about how you started making music.
Well, it all started off in Southside Stockton, Superior Street. There used to be a band up there. My boy Stephen Acosta and Bobby Acosta used to play. My uncles all played instruments. You know, my mom was a jazz singer, so music was around me all the time, so it was easy. It was kind of easy for me to do. I just felt it. But what made me do it professionally when I moved to Berkeley, North Oakland, I met some cats in Berkeley that was making music. Tone Capone.
Who else? Mike Marshall.
Mike Marshall.
The dude I got 5 on it.
Yep, Mike Marshall, I got 5 on it. One Drop Scott and the Freaky Executive. You know, all them dudes. And Dave Ellis, who's a tremendous saxophone player. I met all these guys. So in meeting these guys, and don't let me forget, first and foremost, Dave Goldstein, because he had the studio. So I used to go over to Dave's house in Berkeley. And those guys would be recording. And me and Dave just started making demos. And we did I Got Jazz. We did some jazz stuff, jazz hip hop stuff. And we started making Jazz Hop Soul. And that's how Jazz Hop Soul came about.
And that's the album that got you signed with Quincy Jones?
And that's the album that got me signed with Quincy Jones. And,
well, what did Quincy think of that? The album?
I mean, you know, when I met Quincy, it was funny. You know, I met Quincy, I was supposed to record on the Back on the Block 2 album. So I met Quincy in the studio, and I met Rod Temperton, who I was really excited to meet. Rod Temperton is the dude that was behind Heat Wave, and I knew who he was. So
Rod Temperton, he did Michael Jackson.
Yes, he did all the Michael Jackson stuff.
Which song was that?
PYT. Most of Michael Jackson.
From Thriller album, right?
A lot of stuff. A lot of the stuff. So, you know, I was excited to meet him because he was a super cool dude. And
now you guys were supposed to do a project together, right?
Well, no. What he told me was when I met him, he wanted to listen to my album, but they were in the studio. Quincy didn't want to take the time to listen to it. So me and him got to talking, and I told him, I said, man, it's a song that you made that I want to redo. I don't know if I want to rap to it. I don't know what I want to do to it, but I want to redo it. And he was such a cool dude. He said, Jeff, man, you can just do it and say inspired by me, and you ain't even got to pay me. It's all good. I was like, oh, man, it's so beautiful. That's what kind of spirit that man had. He passed away, R.I.P.
Yeah, he just passed away like last year. So.
Yeah, man, he was a good dude. Yeah, Rod Temperton, man. I love that man. So anyway, Quincy was too busy. We couldn't listen to the album. So the song that I did was Study Break. Dave Ellis, as I just said, he played on it. And the bass line.
What album is Study Break on?
On God Quality album.
Okay.
And
what song was that inspired by? The Rod Temperton song?
That song was inspired by the beginning of Boogie Nights.
Okay, yeah. I heard it does sound like that.
Yeah, so that's the beginning. That's what that was inspired by. And so that's the album I made and everybody liked. You know, it's unfortunate it didn't really get promoted like it was supposed to. And coming out of North Oakland and Berkeley, making that type of music, nobody was doing jazz, hip hop music at that time. You know.
And when did that Guru album come out? The Jazz Mataz.
That came out like about the same time. Because I remember when we got signed, I was at I forget, was it Mercury? One of those labels. And they said, we got one of these already. And I'm like, what do you mean? I said, well, I'm curious. I want to know what you got. And they pulled Jasmine Taz out. I'm like, well, that's like saying that you got, that's just another record similar to mine, but it's different,
Because you had went on tour with Guru after that, right?
No, I never went on tour with Guru. He did a remix for me. He did the remix to Catch Wreck.
Oh, yeah.
And that's
how come you guys didn't do a jazz album?
I don't know, man, but he was a real cool dude. That's another dude that I had a lot of respect for. I'm gonna tell you another dude that I met that I really liked. That was a cool ass dude too. Was Eazy-E. Easy was cool. I was on the Eazy-E show.
Eazy was cool.
Yeah, I was on the Eazy-E show, and me and King T. And that's when R.I.P. to my partner Abdul. Abdul was with me. He was, we had a little battle. It was fun. So I was asking Eazy. I was actually telling Eazy that I produced the Jazz Hop Soul album. He was like, "Oh man, for real?" I said, "Man, because I wanted to do some music for some of his groups." He's like, "Man, it's all good." And all of a sudden, it was all over. So
he died right after that, huh?
Yeah, pretty much. And that was a sad thing. He was a cool dude. I liked his energy.
Yeah, Eazy was like that.
Yeah.
He liked you. He boom right away.
Yep.
He do it.
And I knew, everybody. He was trying to set this thing up, and I appreciated that.
So what happened after that?
After that, I put the Jazz Hop Soul album, all that. I went on tour, did the Black College tour, which was fun. Shout out to Hawk Islam and the crew. And then I got dropped from the label. And that's when I realized, though, I knew the internet was coming. I didn't know how to take advantage. I still barely know how to take advantage of the internet. But I knew it was coming. And I said, I don't even want to be on the label no more. I'm going to do my own label. I'm going to make my own music.
What was your first album after you decided to do that?
Now check this out. My first album after I decided to do that, I got signed by a company called Ohm Records. And Ohm was out of San Francisco. They heard the Jazz Hop Soul record. Still Guthrie hooked me up with them. Shout out to Guth Dolan. Guth hit me up with them, hooked me up with them, and it was it was fun. It was all good at first, but then they wanted to control my recording budget, and then I got all bad. And so I wrote a song called Ghetto Anthem, and they was like, well, we don't know what you're talking about on that record. And I'm like, what do you mean? That's for my audience. You put it out, y'all, my audience gonna respect it. So they didn't want to put it out. So they gave me my record back, and I waited my 7 years, and I put it out under the God Quality. That was the record I did on that label. And
Ghetto Anthem?
Yep.
Now, which one was that?
That was, I pushed the poetry that's plenty prolific and scientific. I guess you can say that I'm mentally gifted. I play the universe in words. I converse in the atmosphere. The game penetrates straight through your ears and marinates in your soul. I parlay tracks. I'm innovating in the money-making gold records. It's all mind over matter. The weak fall off, but now the strong get fatter.
So from God Quality, what'd you do after that one?
After God Quality, I ended up I got mad, as a matter of fact, I got mad because Tupac, Biggie got killed, and I was just mad at hip hop music at the time, and I said, I'm gonna do a soul project. So I did a project called the Lloyd Jones Project, and I started doing some soul songs, and I started doing more soulful stuff. And
Boy, then you do Street Therapy?
No, then I did Street Therapy.
Oh, then you did Street Therapy album. Okay.
Then after that, I did Street Therapy album. I felt like I was looking at rap music. I was getting, that's when trap was really getting ready to go in, and I was like, man, I got to do another record. And I was just mad. That whole record was me being mad at hip hop. Street Therapy really was me being mad at hip hop music. That's why I wrote I'm Not a Gangster, because they was trying to promote that to the kids. They was trying to promote that, and I was like, come on, man, we want to educate these kids. Y'all kids you children of gods. And that's why I said I'm more like a god. I'm not a god, but I'm more like a god. Never have to walk the inner city streets acting hard. So, that's what that was about. And that's why I never wanted to, my whole thing about making music, man, is representing us right worldwide, man, because they really trying to destroy us. And I think as a people, this music, you got to use this music as food to feed the people, to get them back in a place of loving themselves and caring about themselves, you know. And stop making the music so violent. Stop all this violent stuff. And, well, they always want to say, well, you know, you don't say nothing about these people, but we not them people. Understand who you are first. Once you understand who you are, then you'll recognize that you don't have to do all that. You are, like I said, change won't come till we make it. Opportunity ain't given, we got to take it. First things first, get to know yourself. Earth's first child, now control your wealth. So you Earth's first child. And if you know that, then you understand this dynamic we live in. But if you don't know that, which they done fooled people for the last 10,000 years.
So why do you think that went away? Like Chuck D, KRS-One, then all of a sudden this new wave of kind of nonsense just permeated.
I'm gonna tell you why. The new Jim Crow, mass incarceration. What's the motivation? Lock up the black nation. It's the PIC, prison industrial complex. If you a people of color, you can be next. That's what it was about. So I really believe it was all about the United States losing power to some of these other world powers and having to create another free labor situation. So who's the person to come after? The African slave. So how do you do that? Well, you paint him in the media as being evil. So when they pick him up off the streets, the rest of the society thinks, oh, well, they're just evil people. They need to go to jail. So, so when you paint that picture, you paint it for so long. That's what hip hop. They used hip hop to do that. They paint a picture of negative so long that our babies starting to believe when they was coming up that that's what they supposed to be. So to this day, that super thuggery is sold. And throughout the neighborhoods of all across the United States and the world, they selling that.
And do you think that's why they keep pushing it? Like,
well, they
all
pushing
these
it
rappers,
because
everyone's bitches and
they pushing it because there ain't no, they haven't seen a Muhammad Ali. They haven't seen anybody stand eloquent and speak truth to power. Because everybody's been killed. But guess what? I always say, you're dying every day. You're gonna die anyway. So you might as well be honest with you and your God. Because if not, you ain't alive. You ain't, and that's just the way I feel. I don't point no fingers at nobody else. That's me.
I think that's the way it is.
Yeah, you know. So my whole identity is about, you know, walk with love and be a humanitarian. And some of these people can't do that. You know, I always say the last mutation of man doesn't have the capacity to have empathy. And that's how I feel. That's my honest opinion. Empathy is everything. If you're empathetic, the more empathetic you are, the more godly you are, period. That's
Was that what the last album, the Adventures of Jafar Jones C?
Now, the Adventures of Jafar Jones C, that was an album of me coming back to making records. And making hip-hop records. I was like, okay, let me do a real hip-hop record. Because my last record, Jazz Hop Soul, was a jazz hop soul record. I really never really did just strong, straight hip-hop record. All of it has been infused with jazz and stuff. So this type, I'm gonna do straight hip-hop. So that record was a hip-hop record, and it was the same thing, you know, like songs like Entitlement. Songs like,
you got a big response from Bless Yourself.
Bless Yourself. That was a beautiful song. I like that song. I mean, and just think about it, what it says, bless yourself. I mean, that's pretty much what it's about.
For the times.
Well, and it's funny when people hear that song, they like that song.
It's a good song.
Same with the Truth Be Told album. I think that's the best album I've ever made. Really, I really do. And I think people, when they hear that record, they're gonna be like, whoa. Because
what's one of the main songs you want people to hear on that song?
Earth's First Child and Can You Relate and Big Waves. Those songs, a lot of truth. I mean, there's truth in all the, oh, Polytricks. Polytricks, people like that song because it's so controversial. Matter of fact, the great Fonzo is featured on that song.
And what was that song speaking to?
I don't spit
Polytricks.
I don't spit that ghetto conversation. I spit that lift up the whole black nation. I wouldn't just be saying blacks, but I wouldn't just be saying blacks, but we under attack and people are getting away with killing blacks, and that's a fact. But organized, we can counteract. You kill my dog, I kill your cat. Nobody respects a man that doesn't hit back. The man with the plan is the one that lives fat. And for the black man, there's no slack. Self-destructive rapping is so whack. Destroying our children's minds with suicidal rhymes. It should be a crime, but see, it's all by design. Look at the stories, they all true now. And what did it get us? Death or either locked down. Social engineering, man, that's really what you're feeling. These cats is making a killing, man. They still slave dealing. So that's really what it was about. You know, talking about the times that's going on and how they marketing and shit. I call it flashcard media. You know, they flash it in your eye, pop, 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 pop. You don't even know you're getting it. Oh, they did that on purpose because I'm starting to talk about flashcard media. But yeah, I always say you got to be a certain level of education to watch TV because a lot of people getting programmed and don't even know it. And like you said, when we walked around this place right here and you see everybody locked in, it's locked, you know. I got a new song coming out that's really gonna describe it. I would spit the verse right now, but I'm not. But y'all hear it. The whole world's hooked on computers and cell phones. Look around, we all look like clones. No communication, no eye contact. The only thing we believe is internet facts. People walk around without seeing each other, losing human connection. That's what I discovered. The internet, it has total control of your mindset. So let the games unfold. Images are sold and the truth is barely told. Concerned, the citizens' hearts getting cold. So let's hold them to a higher standard. Create change, man, I demand it.
So, what are we up to today?
Today, we're going to buy a MPC One sampling drum machine.
What is that?
It's a sampling drum machine. Like I said, it's a machine that you can do production with. Now, for me, I've never, well, the last sampling drum machine I worked on that I did production was my first album, Jazz Hop Soul, and that was done on an SP12. And ever since then, I've always had workstations without having drum machines, meaning that, you know, God Quality, the first God Quality record was done on an ASR, mostly. I sampled the drums and into that particular hardware, but I never had a drum machine sampling hardware. So this will be the first time for me. And it'll be interesting because most of my friends that do production, all of them have this particular machine, and I've been competing with them for years without it. So
yeah, you made 3 albums, 3 hip-hop albums, and 2 house albums.
Yeah,
without it.
I made a lot of rap music without it. I'm just curious to see how different my production will be with one. So that's what we're up to today. It's going to be interesting.
Okay. So why are you choosing this particular machine?
Well, this is the Akai MPC One, and Akai is known for the quantization, meaning how the music lines up and the timing of the music. They have a unique quantization like SP12 had, and their quantization is very, very good and very, very flexible. So that's really the main reason I want this machine, and the fact that you can sample in it and chop up the samples and don't have to take the full sample and get more creative. So
is it the same sampling that you, because you always say you don't sample?
Yeah, I don't sample, but now what I will do is sample sounds. Like, you know, I'll take a sound, but I won't take the whole loop, you know. Like, and even now, even with this particular machine, you can take the loop and chop it up and it won't be the loop anymore. It's something else. And they can't even detect where it really came from. So that's the beauty of this machine. I'm excited, again, to do different things with my production, especially on the house end of things.
So you said that you were looking at one initially, but then it didn't come with the software. What was the deal with that?
It was a controller, and in order to get the full range of what the thing can do, you have to get the software too. This is a controller and with software, a standalone unit where I could be on my laptop and be working on it, and then plug it up to my big computer and work on it too. So that's a big difference in this machine. I could work in the living room while I'm talking to you, and come up with quality, good stuff. You know.
Is there anything else that you need to add to the studio that you don't have yet?
Well, more sounds. The whole thing about production is the more sounds that you have that fit your sound. And me, I'm always experimenting. You know, I'm always wanting to do different stuff. So the more sounds you have, the better your production is. You know, music is not that complicated, but it's a taste-driven thing. It's like clothes. Clothes aren't complicated, but somebody put on clothes a little bit different than the other person.
You had an engineer for Jazz Hop Soul, right?
Yes.
And then now you do all your mixing and mastering yourself.
Yes.
How do you find the difference? First, for how was it for Jazz Hop Soul, and then how do you like doing it?
It's a lot of work. Now, I mean, Jazz Hop Soul, all I had to do is go in there and make the beat, chop it up with Dave. We record the vocals, and he was so good at mixing that I really had nothing to worry about. I didn't think about it twice. And then people tell me about my mixing, and they be like, "Man, you're good. Your songs, your mixes are good." This, that, and the other. I'm thinking to myself, like, "Wow, really?" But I guess for me being around Dave so long, that my mixes, because I believe mixing is an ear-driven thing, that my mixes came out nice. Mm-hmm. So, and it's a room thing. So you gotta always adjust yourself to your room that you're in. And for us, honey, we've moved around for a while, so when you move around a lot, you always have to fine-tune your room and fine-tune your equipment to your room. So it's funny too, because a lot of my friends that do big-time production have big-time studios, and me, I don't really have a big-time studio like that. And because I pride myself on the creativity, they always say, do the best with what you have. Mm-hmm. And don't be concerned about what somebody else is doing and what they have. And I've always been like that. And
where do you think that came from?
Not having. And still wanting to compete and being competitive, and still wanting to, put out a good product, still wanting to be the best that you could be. You understand, you hear what's going on, but you don't want to be exactly like them, but you want to do your own version. So, and that's one of the reasons why I never got the machine as well.
What's that?
Well, in some ways, I didn't want to be like everybody else. I wanted to have my own sound, which I do.
Right. And
I realize now, that's why I'm getting the machine, is that's not going to stop. All it's going to do is enhance.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's a good thing.
Say that again?
I'm excited in a lot of ways. I know it's going to be a learning curve. It's going to take me a minute to get it, but once I got it.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna go back to the studio and take a look at what we have, and I guess we'll film even setting it up. We can. Hopefully it will be easy.
Well, we gotta download some software. Gotta make sure the software is compatible with Logic.
So what was it? We got that other interface before. Seemed like that took up a lot less space and changed the game a little bit.
Well, the Apollo interface, yes, because that's the new latest interface, and it's an all-in-one interface. And so far, so good. You know, I did my last album on it. I'm making songs on it now, so far, so good. At first, I really, you know, I didn't have a good feel for it, but when I got used to it, I was like, oh, okay. And then I learned how to work with it. But at first, you know, I'm so used to it. Workflow is everything. And you get used to a certain workflow, like right now. I can really change up my workflow a little bit because it's a different piece of equipment.
Yeah.
So, workflow is everything, because you just want to be able to buzz through what your ideas tell you to do. And whatever the feel of the music is saying, you want to capture. So, and you want to do it in a timely manner. So that's the whole thing about having good workflow and good equipment.
Right. I'm going to turn this around now so that we can
San
show.
Jose, right?
Yep, we're going to San Jose. This is where we live and what we get to see when we drive around. It's pretty cool. Pretty nice. Mountains. Oh, well, it's a little hazy today. You can't really see the mountains, but
This is our freeway.
do you think? Say that again?
So we're over by Donutville.
What's that about?
Oh, that's the deliciousness. The deliciousness. You know, it's funny, we got the spot in Oakland to get these whole wheat donuts, man. They off the chain. You're like, dang, how you stay in shape and eat donuts all the time and ice cream?
That's what I want to know.
Exactly.
What's the secret?
Dancing. The secret is moderation and exercise. Well, the plan is to always, for me, I don't want to work out in hard surfaces, so I work out on soft surfaces. With the grass, the beauty in this is that it makes you use all your small muscles. So when you're running, for your balance, if I'm running on something like this, my mind automatically tells me I don't need to use the muscles because it's solid. But here, everything is shifting, you know. When you put your foot down, it's never going to be even. So all your muscles have to adjust. So it makes your legs get stronger, faster. Hey!
Good morning, how are you doing?
I'm good, how are you?
Feeling better each day?
Yes.
Good for you.
Your advice was,
Keep it up.
I appreciate you.
You bet.
Yep. More than you eat bad. Eat clean 3 times more than you eat bad. You'll be all right.
Yeah, that makes sense. What are some things that you just do not eat?
I don't eat pork.
Why?
I was raised like that, but it's really it's just, you know, it's a scavenger animal. It's like catfish. It's a scavenger animal, like carp.
Right.
It's just, you know.
What else?
I don't eat fish, and the reason I don't eat fish, I don't know why. I anything out the water I do not eat, which is terrible because I believe that that's the best food for you, and I just don't like it. So
What is it? How? Like, what does it do? It's so delicious. Like when you say grilled salmon,
I don't feel any particular way about it. As a matter of fact, I'm lightweight appalled. I don't like the smell. I think it stinks. And every time I try to eat seafood, I can taste the saltiness of the water. I can taste the water. It's like drinking beach water.
Okay.
I'm cool.
Okay. Well, what else?
But listen,
Yes.
I know y'all gonna hate me because I go vegan most of the time. But when I'm not vegan,
Yes.
I love me a grass-fed, fresh filet mignon. Cooked medium well in a garlic mushroom reduction. I'm serious about it.
You really perfected your. This is.
So
You have perfected your grilling of that too, right?
Yeah.
What's your secret there?
My secret there is get the grill marks on there. You got to get the grill marks. Well, you got to know how long to keep the meat on the flames.
Right.
And you got to understand your apparatus of what you're cooking with and where to put the meat. So, you know, the key is with a good juicy steak, about 6 minutes aside.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll come back to the grilling fillet. You're making me hungry. I'm gonna say going the right way.
Yeah,
here.
make a left.
All right. What are other things that you just don't eat? That's pretty much it, huh? And soda.
I don't drink soda. I don't drink that many sweet drinks except for coffee and the stuff that I sweeten myself.
Mm-hmm.
And because I like to use natural sweeteners. I like to use sweeteners that digest in my body.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I'm always thinking like that. Okay.
We're just going straight for a minute.
Oh, they make a right on Stevens Creek. Yeah, so, you know, it's and that's a big deal because people can't get rid of their sweet drinks.
It makes a big difference.
A huge
You
difference.
don't even realize if you stop drinking soda, you lose 10 pounds in a week.
Makes a huge difference. People, you know, they put a lot on, you know, but you know what? I've been trying to figure out and crack this nut for a long time.
Yeah.
So, you know, it takes years for people to master their diets and the way of thinking about food and energy.
Sure. Well, let me ask you this. When you made the Jazz Hop Soul album, you were a lot heavier. And then...
Well, I'll tell you about Jazz Hop Soul.
Okay.
I just came out playing college basketball. I got a job selling stocks. I was in the office every day. And then after the office, I would go work on that record. So I didn't have no time to go to the gym. And all I was eating was burritos and lunch in downtown San Francisco and at Chinatown. So there was nothing good about that.
You're making a left on Breach.
So I gained a lot of weight. I got up to. You want to know how much weight I got? How much I weighed then?
Oh, you were huge.
I weighed 240 pounds in the oh, here's right here. I weighed 204. It does not open. Oh no.
Oh no.
I weighed 240 pounds. And in the city video.
Uh-huh.
You could see it.
Yes.
Now I weigh about 185, 187 right now.
Right.
When I was in college playing basketball, my basketball weight was 183 pounds. And that was big for a point guard, you know, 6'1", 100. That was more like a deep defensive back and wide receiver size. So I was a big point guard at that time, you know.
Yeah.
I'm telling on myself, but at that time, I was a big, strong point guard. Wasn't that many guys like that. So.
All right. Well, pulling up here to the Guitar Center. Looks like maybe we got Corona. No, it's open. It's just nobody's here.
It's closed. See that closed gate right there? Open at 12, I think.
Okay. First of all, it is open. It's just new store hours, so we have a little time to kill. So.
Uh-oh. I gotta have my mask on.
Oh.
I can take my mask off.
So Guitar Center.
Yeah. We're at the Guitar Center. Trying to buy a new sampling drum machine. The Akai MPC One. A buddy of mine has one. So he told me it was pretty good. He said I like the workflow and I should get one. So I'm like, okay, let me go ahead and invest in this thing. You know, we could write it off. We have a business. It's a beautiful thing. You know, lovely thing.
But we have about an hour to kill because of the new store hours. I'm glad we didn't rush out the house an hour ago. Let's figure out what to do. Maybe we'll go get some donuts.
Uh-oh.
So, when you see how much goes into making these videos.
What? What goes into it?
Oh, you gotta have conversations, you have to have something to talk about, you have to...
just talk. Talk about whatever, you know what I mean? Drum machine I was gonna get. And it was just, at first it was going to be just a controller. So I liked the sounds that particular company put out. So I thought that the controller came with a few sounds. He said, yeah, they come with dummy sounds, but in order to get the full spectrum of sounds, you gotta pay another $700. So the controller's like $250, and then you know the sounds is like another $700. So it's like, it's $1,000. I'm cool. I said, well, he said, well, you know, if you buy the standalone units, you'll get the program and the controller for $600, $700. I was like, let me look at that. So, and everybody told me to do that anyway, but I want, you know, sometimes you just want to do your own thing because you don't want to be like everybody else. You want to do your thing. So, when I looked at it again, I was like, well, that's the smarter thing to do. Go ahead and get the machine with that has the program in it, and it's a standalone machine that you can work from different places, and also has the capabilities to do the stuff that you kind of want to do. So here we are. It's the Akai machine, which I never owned a Akai machine, and all my studio buddies, everybody has an Akai machine. So like I said, I've always been proud of not really having one and still making good music. So I'm really looking forward to getting one and seeing, you know, where my production goes, because I know my creative mind. That's the thing about music. It's beautiful because everybody has their own creative mind. And what I do pride myself in is being able to play my own bass lines, mostly my own guitar licks, my own drums most of the time. You know, it's last few records I dragged some drums over. This time I'm never gonna do that again. So, and most of my songs that I do play my own drums sound better to me, you know, because they're specialized just for the song that I'm making, instead of designing a song around the drums that you drag.
Right.
So, you know, that's gonna be a plus. I'm looking forward to that. I'm really looking forward to this whole process of making music on this new machine. And it's funny because, you know, I was telling somebody, I was like, I don't know if I want to make too much more rap music. And they're like, man, don't stop playing, you got to make rap music. And I'm like, I think I just want to do some singing stuff or some instrumental stuff. And they're like, nah, man, you got to make rap music.
Well, so you like making instrumentals, but those are always just usually the foundation of a song. Usually they're not really planned as an instrumental, or are they?
When you make music, you're just making the music.
Yeah.
You don't know what it's going to be at the time. Sometimes you hear it. Sometimes you hear concepts and you just build from it. But sometimes you just want to make something groovy. So I like to make music that's moving, and then I'll think of the lyrics sometimes. And sometimes I'll have the lyrics and just plug and play. But it's just different when you get it. How can I say it? With these instruments and these toys, these musical toys, it's like getting a new toy. You get a little bit different type of excitement from it. So your creativity goes to a different place because you're so excited. So, I'm curious to see what I'll do with this machine.
Well, so where I was going with that is that you make pretty good soul music, good singing songs. You made this one song, My Lady, in the 90s? When did you even make that song?
I made that, about 98, maybe 97. I don't know.
Over 20 years ago.
Yeah.
People still download that song today.
I
Every
really,
other day, people would still download that song.
I really believe that is a hit record worldwide. I really believe that should make me millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars, because that song is that powerful, and it's reminiscent of a music that's lost, and that's why people like it so much.
Yeah.
It's reminiscent of a music that people long for. So when they finally hear it, they're like, "Whoa, who was this?" And then boom, 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 boom. Now I never knew someone quite like you, baby. I said I admire all the things you do. Let me tell you one thing. Can I just say a little something? Baby, you're driving me crazy. Would you be my lady? Well, well, well. I said, baby, you're driving me crazy. Would you be my lady? Oh, that's it. Boom, 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 boom. When we make love, it's so beautiful. That's it. Yeah. So that song and Drama No More, those two songs are really big songs like that, I think. But another reason is slow jams. This is a lost art, and to know how to do it, you would have to been around when they did it right.
Sure.
Like now the triplet drums and all the different drums. I mean, they're trying to get creative and stuff with it, which is cool. But there's a certain honestness to simple music with a lot of emotion. The whole thing about it is the emotion.
The emotion?
Yeah, the emotion. The music is pure emotion. That's why they pretty much call it sound sorcery, right? You can either use it to heal people or kill people. It's emotional.
Mm-hmm.
It's what makes, you know, the beating of the drums, what makes people dance. It's the emotion of the sounds of coming out the skins. It's all emotional. So that's why they like to say, well, black people are emotional people. But no, what we are is we're feeling people. We're in tune people. So that's where that grooving and dancing comes from. It comes from being in tune with the rhythm of the planet that you're on. And when you built like that, you get some different understandings. It's a lot of understandings that you get that a lot of people can't get. And people don't really understand the power of that. But, you know, they probably think I'm just running off, but it's something deep to what I just said.
Yeah. No, that's.
You know. Just going through the archives of songs I never put out. Again, it's Cool Clever Jeff, aka Jafar Jones C, representing Thaddeus Walker Records. It's a song I never put out. I did the beat, played live guitar, live bass, and you know, it is what it is. Check it out. Thaddeus Walker. Can you feel it? Pretty little freak from Redondo Beach. Booty looks sweet like a Georgia peach. Juicy little thing, and when she started to swing, I said, baby, with that bang, we can make some change. She laughed. I got inside her ear with that old southern talk. Baby, looky here, turn right here, working from the rear. Ooh, I really love you now. What I really wanna do, darling, is love you behind. You know, baby, when I saw you, you looked so fine. Before a little while, baby, you would be mine. Yeah, baby, when I saw you, you looked so fine. Before a little while, baby, you would be mine. Yeah, she was a pretty little freak from Redondo Beach. Booty looked sweet like a Georgia peach. Juicy little thing when she started to swing. I said, baby, with that thing, we can make some change. She laughed. I got inside her ear with that old southern talk. Baby, look at here, turn right chill, working from the rear. Ooh, I really love you, mine. What I really wanna do, honey, is love you behind. Baby, when I saw you, you looked so fine. Before a little while, baby, you would be mine. Yeah, well, when I saw you, you looked so fine. Before a little while, baby, you would be mine. Yeah, baby, when I saw you, you looked so fine. Before a little while, baby, you would be mine. Yeah. Funky, huh? I should have put this one out.
So you're pretty good at freestyling. How did that come about? When did you first start freestyling?
I first started freestyling when I first started rapping. You know, we didn't write raps. I was in Stockton. Me and Barry Jones and Billy D. You know, he driving in a car. Barry be beating on it, making beats with his feet. He called himself Basefoot, and I would just start rhyming, and I got real good at it. So, you know, I used to go to house parties, and I'd be in the back and have the microphone and be rapping over instrumentals, and they'd think it was a record. They didn't know it was me. So I got real good at it, and real confident. So a lot of people that knew me, I came to the Bay Area, they didn't know I could do that. Only a few people, the people that lived on 65th, Davey, the original Davey D, who is now DJ Ball D, he knew because we would always hang out. So Don knew because I would always go to the parties and do it in front of the parties and stuff. But most people didn't know that. So one day I was at a concert in Los Angeles. I just did the House of Blues, and we had this little small spot to do. I forget the name of the place, but we had a small spot to do. And DJ Malachi, he knew I could freestyle like that. So we was in the middle of the show, and I stopped, and I told him, I said, this is real hip hop.
You know, if you're a real MC, you should be able to do what I'm about to do right now. And I said, I'm just gonna say some rhymes from the top of my mind, and my DJ is gonna play a record. Whatever record he plays, I'm gonna rhyme to. So DJ Malachi started playing records, and he would play the record. He would probably give me 8 to 12 bars, maybe a beat, and then he'll switch the beat up in the middle of my rhyme. So it'd be fast, slow, faster, slower, slower, faster, faster. So, and I would catch it as soon as it do boom, 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 boom. So when I got off stage, I'm walking to go get me some water, and I can hear it over here, and the dudes are like, "Man, that ain't no freestyle. He wrote that. I know he rehearsed that. That wasn't no freestyle." And I'm just in my mind, in my spirit, I'm laughing like, wow, I guess I'm pretty good at this, because, you know, they swearing that I wrote it. And at that time, no one, you know, it's a lot of guys that can do it now.
Yeah.
But at that time, it wasn't that many guys that can do it that good. So, you know, freestyling was my deal.
How do you even do it?
Well, you have so many words in your vocabulary, and you just say what you feel like saying. And the words, I can't even tell you how you do it. You know, you just say what you want to say, and the words come to you as you talk. You know, like I said back then, I don't do it so much now. I used to do it all the time then, so it's a practice thing too. You know, you just practice, and what it really is a confidence thing. Now, what's funny is, like, if I right in front of you right now, I couldn't do it. But if it was a whole crowd of people, tons of people, that put the pressure on me, that's when it comes out.
Yeah, I've seen you do that.
You know. But.
Well, you say you were at the House of Blues. Well, a lot of people don't know that you toured or did gigs like that. How did you get to be there?
You know, I was signed to Quest Records, which was a subsidiary of Warner Brothers, and when I would come to LA, they would set up shows for me, and that was one of the shows that they set up for me. I didn't have a manager, and that's probably why I didn't really take off, because I didn't know how to manage myself really at the time. I really didn't understand it. I just wanted to make good music. But you know, they set up a lot of the gigs. They put me on the Black College tour that started in FAMU and went all the way to Morgan State and all the colleges in between. So that was a beautiful thing for me, especially being from the West Coast and never been to a historical Black university.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a beautiful experience for me. I got sick on that tour too, and I wasn't able to perform. I got a bad, kind of like a pneumonia in my chest, and my ribs felt like they were cracking. So I went to the doctor, and the doctor told me my ribs were cracking. And I was like, wow, okay. So I couldn't.
From coughing? From
coughing so much. So I couldn't perform. And my DJ was mad because he came all this way, and we didn't get a chance to really do what we wanted to do.
Well, you got to do half of it, right?
I got to do a few gigs, but I was sick, so I couldn't really perform hard, you know. And I'm used to, a lot of people, you know, had a pretty good stage presence. So, you know, people that knew me from out here knew that. But the rest of the world really didn't know it.
Mm-hmm.
And, yep, Quest put me on that tour.
How do you think that even developed, having a stage presence?
Well, ever since I was a little boy, you know, I used to perform in my elementary class. I used to because I played guitar, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I used to do impressions of different people. Like I would do, You Ain't Nothing But a Hound Dog from Elvis Presley in front of the class. You know, so it was fun for me. And you know, growing up where I grew up at, we danced a lot. You know, it was you know, the James Brown slide. We was all doing James Brown slide in front of each other. You know, it was that type of environment that nurtured that. And it really nurtured confidence. So was just a very confident little boy.
Oh, you were going to ask me how I felt about being an older artist making hip-hop music still. I make a variety of different musics, but I love hip-hop music and I love the pureness of it. One of the reasons I like hip-hop music in this day and age, as to all the stuff that's going on, I really believe this is one of the reasons people, the industry attacked hip-hop music. It was the only music you can get more information per bar. So you can say a lot more in one bar than you could pretty much in a singing song. You get more words in. So that makes it a more powerful music because a lot of information being translated in that music. That's one reason I like to make it, and I like dancing music. So I like music that make you move. It's probably why I like house music so much. I like music that makes you dance. And hip hop, to me, is that kind of music. Is a dancing music. So being older making it just keeps me young. I really believe that helps me in my aging.
How so?
I think it's just because the energy of it keeps my spirit young. It keeps my vibe, my energy young. You know. And being able to play with words it's like a brain exercise.
Keep your mind sharp.
Keep your mind sharp. Freestyling, rapping. But music too keeps your mind sharp because it's you're painting pictures. It's sonic pictures. I don't think people really realize how much energy it takes to make music. It takes a lot of energy. You'll be in there tired. And you won't know why, but it's mental energy that you don't know that you're using. It's like swimming. You get in the water and you're swimming, you don't really think that you're tired because you're swimming. Until you get out, you're like, oh man, that was hard. You don't say it was hard, you're like, I'm tired. You're like, wonder why I'm so tired. Well, it's moving water. Same thing with using mind energy. That's why it takes a lot to code, stuff like that. It's not a mind energy. You're just sitting there thinking about stuff a lot. So, you know. It's sad how the tech industry have done the music though, because they're pretty much the same type of energies. I remember a guy telling me one time when I was doing the Uber thing, he said, yeah, you musicians, you guys just make money off of selling the music and you don't have to perform a lot. I'm like, well, it's just like the tech industry. You make money off of selling the apps. It's the same thing. Why are you mad at me? You know, but he couldn't see it because he had that energy where he was coming from. I really didn't understand it, but I got it. I didn't hear what he was saying, but I was like, come on, man. That's not the truth per se. You know, so.
Also, you made some pretty good soul songs, and then your rap songs are known and legendary. Jazz Up Soul. And then you decided to start making house music. What made you decide to start making that?
House music came about, I used to hang out with a DJ, DJ Daydon, and Daydon was from uptown New York, and Daydon used to spin a variety of different musics, and we became really, really good friends. So he used to spin hip-hop. He would spin a lot of my records in the club before everybody else would. So he used to spin hip-hop, he would spin house, and he would spin reggae. And but his main thing was house and hip-hop. And I used to go to buy records with him sometimes. You know, we hung out a lot. Our children was pretty much conceived at the same time, so we was going through the same thing at the same time. So we hung out a lot, going through, listening to records, and he turned me on to a lot of house music that I never heard. And because I'm a musician first, I automatically understood the music. And I was like, you know, he used to tell me, man, you should make some house music. You should make house music. Oh, man. And then I was, you know what? He's right. I like this music, and I can see where I have something to offer that music. I don't like to make a music if I don't have nothing to offer it. And I knew that I had something to offer that music, you know. There's a lot of crazy things that's going on right now. So you gotta free your soul and let me show you how. Keep moving, keep grooving, keep on doing. Yeah.
Keep moving, keep grooving.
Keep grooving. So much beauty on this earth that we can focus on. So when that evil comes around, just tell it to be gone. Keep moving, keep grooving, keep on doing. You got to keep on moving. In this beautiful life, turn your love, turn this world shine bright. See?
Maybe I should write it down for you. In this beautiful
I got it.
life.
In this beautiful life, let your love and your soul shine bright, and from darkness comes light. Turn your wrongs into right, and don't stop, and don't stop, and don't stop, don't stop. And don't stop. And don't stop. In this beautiful life, let your soul and your soul shine bright, and from darkness comes light. Turn your wrongs into rights, and don't stop. Don't stop.
No, I want you to do the keep on loving your life. I'm gonna cut it, don't worry.
And don't stop. Keep on loving your life. Just love and keep shining your light. I'm from loving so right. Spread your wings and take flight, and don't stop.
You know you gotta do it again, right?
Keep on loving your life. While you're loving, keep shining your light. Now you're living so right. Spread your wings and take flight, and don't stop.
One more time.
Don't stop. Oh, and don't stop. Don't stop. Oh, and don't stop. Keep on loving your life. Now your loving keep shining your. See? Find the songs that I know. I mean, you know, I don't even know this
I
song.
told
This
you
is-
to pick. I told you to
this is a song
pick.
that you like.
I said I have my favorites.
That's the
You
song that
pick.
you like. Or again. Like if I was to perform them a lot, then they would always be in my mind. But I don't listen to them when I made them. I haven't heard them since.
Right, right.
Keep shining your light. Now you're feeling so right. Spread your wings and take flight, and don't stop. Don't stop. Oh, and don't stop. Don't stop. Oh, and don't stop. House music.
What is your favorite house song that you've made so far? You have Love Design. Well, you know my favorite songs. Love Design, Keep Moving.
Keep Moving's a good song. Love Design's a good song. They're both good songs because those are the two songs that are out. But the songs that I have that I haven't released yet that I really like are the newest ones. Those are I really like those songs. I got some house songs that I really like that I haven't released yet. But I got a lot of songs that I have released yet, like Our Story. I love that song. I mean, people, I don't know if they get it or whatever. I don't really care because it's a beautiful piece of work, as far as I'm concerned, of what it is. The name of the song is Our Story, and it's about it's a musical story about a guy escaping from the plantation, but I put it in music. It's no words. You have to imagine him doing it, but you can hear the drama in the music, and you can hear the seriousness in the music, and you can hear the franticness. You can hear the fear in the music, and that's what I mean by when I say music is emotional. I try to capture that emotion of that happening in the sound of that music in a house format. So, you know. Clever Jafar Baku, a stream of wealth is true, and there is no competition, man. I thought you knew, legit, fit, and cool. Give me the cash and move. I'm away. Now watch me slay all these ashy crews. I'm just a classy dude. Oh yeah, that's actually true. I'm not tripping. I'm mic gripping. Watch you smash these fools. I'll do it nice and smooth, like Greg Nice and Smooth B. I'm that icy true. That's right, you know me. I'm low key in the cut like a band-aid. Like, really, for what? Don't get your man slayed. Look, I'm top trade. Them suckers Minute Maid. I know a lot of MCs out here ain't got paid. Look, a lot of y'all ain't seen no fly MC. The kind that spit the rhyme so graciously and so gracefully. I mean, channel the motherland where the ancient be. I mean, deep in the spirit where the greatness be. I mean, relax like Buddha so patiently. A stream of gracious wealth. Jafar Jones C. I cool myself.
What is that song?
Let me take you home. Oh, my thoughts are critical. Here's a taste of the original, critically acclaimed. Ooh. See, my thoughts are critical. Here's a taste of the original, critically acclaimed to indeed drop game. See, my name is the clever, Jafar Jones C, and my game lives forever like the God in me. Yo, it's simple, y'all. I mean, the choice is yours. So the surveys say to big up your core, because the backstory is it's getting rough out here. But listen, beautiful people, have no fear now. Let's be clear. Organized we rise, and divided we fall. That's a universal truth. That's it, that's all. Now it's time to ball. I'm proud of Young Cap for taking the knee, y'all. But let's stand tall, stay up by law. You crawl before you walk, so think before you talk. Some lied and got caught. For that bull crap, I got the eye of a hawk. I was born royalty, man. It ain't my fault. Look, cooler than an iceberg, player with the nice swerve. Always keep a queen with the hell of a curves. Always speak the truth when I speak these words. Anything else, man, would be absurd. Look, I keep it nice like sugar on spice, like money on right, like beautiful queen and good loving all night, like collard greens, red beans and rice, straight plant-based living, how I'm living my life. Can I get a all right?
All right.
And you don't stop.
Rock on. Rock on. So we had time to kill from going to the Guitar Center. We saw that the Starving Musician is up, allegedly open, but it doesn't really look open. anything?
No, this is all used stuff, so they don't have it.
Oh, okay.
But it's good to know that because they have guitars
Yeah.
and good, nice basses. And, excuse me. I guess right here.
Uh-huh.
5.
Only thing Akai at all that I have is MPK Mini.
I didn't know you guys were here. I'm glad I know now. You can get string.
But it is a 6-string.
Chords.
Mm-hmm.
Probably get a good price. So they probably beating the Guitar Center because they have to.
Mm-hmm.
The hi-hats, congos. Get a set of congos at the house.
I know. I want some.
Huh?
I want some.
You do?
Yeah.
Will you play 'em?
I would try to learn, yeah.
Yeah, we get.
So this place is pretty cool. They had used equipment and stuff. But they didn't have the drum machine.
Don't work, I'll be right back.
So now what happened? Hello?
That's what they would be.
Oh, okay.
I don't think they have any.
Oh, man. We might have to get it on the internet.
How long do you need them? Yeah, it looks like we don't have any.
5 feet,
I see.
10 feet and the nicest one.
I can check a nearby store if you prefer.
Yeah, could. Let's go to the DJ room. So we're out of here.
Yeah, guitars over here. There are ukes outside of the piece of room on the left.
Everything else work?
Sure can.
Yep. There it was. Nathan. Got to go online.
That's what it looks like when you master all your own music.
Well, not really. This is a real cheap setup, actually. For what other for the every other producer has, my setup is real cheap. It's just this is how you do it when you got creativity and you ain't trying to spend a whole lot of money just to have a whole bunch of equipment. Some dudes just like to have a lot of equipment to say they got equipment. Some dudes got equipment making it work. You know, some dudes don't have little or nothing and making the best stuff, and them are the dudes I really like that I respect because I get it. I've always been one of them dudes. Take what you got and make the best of it, whatever it is. So, you know, don't be concerned with the next man's stuff. Make you dance, perhaps find a romance, take a chance. Advance, you got thighs to open your eyes and make your nature rise. See if you got some wise words, spit it so superb. And throw that curve, you know, I kick mine straight. Never early, but never late. Just right on time with a hell of a rhyme. The kind of rhyme that blow your mind. To make your whole world sunshine. Ha-ha, well alright. Clever Jeff, y'all. AKA Jafar Jones, seeing a place to be on the 1 and 2, refuse to lose, you know what I'm saying? I ain't playing, just rhyme relaying. Spit it like I get it, cause I got it all good, and if I got it like that, then I spit it like I should, you understand me? Woo!